A life handed over on a silver platter often collapses into chronic mental anguish. When financial and physical friction disappear, the mind begins to crack from the inside out. Modern society treats discomfort as a bug to be patched. We have built an entire economy around the idea that human existence should involve the elimination of friction, the avoidance of stress, and the accumulation of comfort. Our biological hardware rejects this. When we remove every environmental struggle, a frictionless existence stops feeling like a sanctuary and becomes a psychological trap. For 99.9% of human history, constant environmental volatility kept our nervous systems engaged. Navigating harsh weather, predators, and food scarcity meant we were always physically active and biologically focused. Today, our stress pathways have lost their targets. The brain misinterprets trivial inconveniences, like emails or traffic, as lethal threats, creating chronic, involuntary stress. This panic inflicts structural damage. The prefrontal cortex, the logical center, shrinks. Meanwhile, the amygdala, the fear center, becomes inflamed, locking you into anxious vigilance. To break this cycle, we use Campbell's map of the monomyth as a biological blueprint. It breaks the journey into stages that align with our innate requirements for growth. To preserve our cognitive health, we cannot retreat further into safety. We must actively choose to cross the threshold into voluntary discomfort. The journey begins with initiation. You make a conscious decision to pursue a difficult goal, leaving comfort behind and stepping onto the road of trials. A fragile system shatters under pressure. A resilient system resists shock. But an anti-fragile system requires stressors to grow stronger. In the brain, forced stress releases cortisol, degrading pathways and enforcing fragility. Choosing a challenge triggers BDNF, fertilizing neural pathways and accelerating plasticity. The road of trials is rarely cinematic. Your initial attempts to adapt are marked by frequent failure, exhaustion, and intense self-doubt. Psychologist Kazimierz Dombrowski called this positive disintegration. He found that mental disharmony and the breakdown of the old fragile self are prerequisites for reaching a higher level of psychological functioning. The burden of the challenge does not get lighter. Instead, through tearing and recovery, your physical and mental capacity to carry that weight expands. As this capacity grows, the brain shifts effort away from exhausting willpower. It offloads the work onto automated environmental cues and durable habits. Resilience emerges when the trial's friction burns away your old identity, forging a new neurological baseline. When we reach the climax of the journey, the apotheosis, we expect a tangible prize, but the reward is rarely a trophy or external validation. If your self-esteem is performance-based, tied to meeting ever-moving standards, winning eventually feels empty. The goalposts shift, leaving you hungry for the next external proof of value. Self-esteem is earned through the discipline of the process. Feeling worthy comes from being the person who endures the struggle, not the person who possesses the reward. The active process of struggling toward a meaningful goal satisfies our neurobiology more deeply than the static attainment of the goal itself. Returning to the ordinary world, your perception has altered. You now see errors as proof of your evolution. The hero brings back an anti-fragile mind, capable of maintaining internal mastery regardless of external chaos. Life is an act of self-assignment. The biological purpose of the hero's journey is the reconstruction of the self, building the internal mastery to offer something of value to the world.